and their family. And so I was able to get funding for that. And we do it actually out of Rady Children's. We do it here in San Diego. They do the genome sequencing. And we saved, in the first year that we did it, we saved $3 million in funding to our state healthcare system, because they didn't have to go through needless surgeries, needless healthcare. Plus, again, obviously what it meant to those families' lives to be able to correctly identify what was wrong with their kids.
It's coming up.
And then finally, I'll end with Governor Newsom just signed this recently. I've worked on fertility fraud for the past 2 years to provide significant criminal penalties and civil penalties. Believe it or not, there are doctors who have committed fraud on women who are going in for fertility treatment and not adhering to who was being selected to fertilize the eggs. And so now these doctors will be held responsible both criminally and civilly. So I went through it as quick as I could, and to try to cover a lot of material quickly, because I know you have a lot on your plate, and hopefully got it within a good time frame. But happy to answer any questions if you all have, and definitely look forward to seeing you guys when we can finally get back together in person.
All right, thank you so much. Does anyone have a question? I think Marv, you have one? You're muted.
You're muted, Marv. You're muted, Marv.
Oh.
I just want to thank you again. Obviously been a great supporter of Mira Mesa, and obviously the RSVP. Many of the people that are on this call are part of our board. So it's great. Thank you very much. And obviously wonderful program you did for identifying and appreciating Bruce. It was very touching. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Marv.
Hey, Jeff?
Yeah, so SB 9 and 10 both passed the Assembly and the Senate and were signed by the governor. Concerned about that? Do you have any comments on those bills?
Well, as you know, I opposed both of them. I think, you know, and Jeff, you know, we have a lot of great community groups that work on these issues, and to just kind of, you know, go around that. And I think it's, you know, but be that as it may, whatever. I mean, it did pass. The governor did sign it. And yeah, I do have concerns about it. We'll see how that works out over the next year. I mean, we're going to watch it, but it did pass and he did sign it. So, you know, I was disappointed that happened, but it is a law and we're going to have to deal with it. And I don't really know. I mean, I don't know how it's going to play out, you know, to be frank. I don't think anybody does. In fact, I know nobody does.
Is someone keeping track of that, trying to find out exactly what it does?
Well, I mean, we'll keep track of it as much, you know, locally in our district, but, you know, statewide, yeah, there's, according to the legislation, it's going to be, you know, whatever, they're going to keep statistics on it. But again, I don't know. I don't feel real confident on it, Jeff. I mean, I don't. So we're going to do it ourselves. We're going to take our own staff time, but we're not getting reimbursed for that. We're not getting somebody assigned to us to monitor what's going on. We're having to take that on with our staff.
All right, any other questions? All right, I think you've covered everything. Thank you so much.
Good seeing you all. Look forward to seeing you all in person. That'll be nice, but great seeing your guys' faces. So take care, everybody.
You too.
Bye.
Brian.
All right, and next up before the main program, from the office of Councilmember Chris Kate, Sheldon Zeman.
Hi, everybody. Hope everybody's doing well. Joe finally got his wish. The tree fund, we finally found it.
Good job.
There's 53,000. I think there's 53,000 in it. Park and Rec found it buried, not next to a tree, but buried somewhere in their reports. And So he was pretty excited about that. We finally got that tree fund. We know where it is, and Joe's working on getting planting those trees for the Mira Mesa Park and places that people can enjoy them. We did get the area cleaned up along Miramar Air Base, in the perimeter fence. That was all cleaned by the city. This I must have been about 2 or 3 days ago, 4 days ago that it got cleaned. So thanks to the city for getting out and doing that. That was great.
Sheldon, thank you, because I happen to know you're the person who was deluged with the photographs of just how trashy that had been. And you made that happen in record speed.
Yes, yep. Okay. Thanks, Barry. There's still one area, but that's in District 5, I think, or District 2, where La Jolla Village Drive turns into Miramar Road up to the railroad track. So I notified that office, see if they couldn't clean that up. That's really, really bad. We did hand out Balboa Park passes to 8 or 9 families at Walker School. We had a nice little ceremony in front there, and the kids were all excited to get there, and the families excited to get the passes that are good for 1 year. If anybody here knows, I know there's a principal here tonight, and I don't know what school that is, but if anybody knows of any needy families in the Miramar or in District 6 that could use these passes, please don't hesitate to email me, because it's a wonderful thing for 1 year. People get to use all the museums for free. Manker's Place in Mira Mesa, that the cul-de-sac it was down to the dirt. So that should be fixed from what I understand, by the end of the year. They've got to do some absorption tests on it and probably recompact it again and then put in the asphalt, but it was pretty bad. It's been that way for years, I understand. See, there was the right of a fully executed right of entry for the teen center over in I guess Mira Mesa Park, that teen center. So they got the right of entry, the city signed, and now that's been taken to the county for them to sign. It looks like it'll be a 2-year process after the county signs it for that center to get all the additions and things fixed in that building, et cetera. And just one other thing, there are some speeding issues on the Tyrolean Way. I sent that in. That seems to be another street that's got some speeding issues. And I guess that's it, except for the accident on Miramar Boulevard in Addermont. I guess we're still looking in to see how we can get that cross section right there, the intersection fixed. There's been 2 or 3 accidents in the last 2 or 3 years. So working on that. And that's all I really have at this time. There's more, but I'm gonna let you guys go ahead with the meeting.
Thank you, Sheldon. Does anyone have any immediate questions before we begin bringing our principals on?
I just want to thank Sheldon for his great job getting our tree fund back in the community. It was buried for about the last 5 years, and he spent at least minutes digging that out. So probably days. So thank you, Sheldon.
You're welcome, Joe.
Thank you.
Anytime. Thank you.
All right, perfect. All right, I'm going to go ahead and ask Pam Stevens to come on and kick off the principal segments. I appreciate your patience. We're about 3 minutes behind on the schedule due to some glitches with the weather. Pam?
I'm unmuted now, right?
Yes.
You can hear me? Okay. Welcome, principals. I am so excited to see all of you here. It is fabulous. I believe there is an organized presentation, a screen share that you're going to put up. Is that right? Great. And do you have a order that you have figured out that you would like to be speaking yourself? We've got all returning principals except for one new one. And we would like you all to share with us when you get done speaking on behalf of your school. Let us know one thing that your school in particular would like some help with in terms of community support. I'm not necessarily thinking monetary support, although if you're looking for something, do, but share that as a tidbit. Town council, you help us, town council would like to help you. So who is first up here?
Wonderful, Pam. I'll get us started. My name is Toby Pace from Hickman Elementary. So good to see you all and great to be back. Wish we were in person over at the library. It'd be much more fun. But we want to thank you guys for having us, and the 10 of us that are going to be sharing. There's 7 elementaries, 2 middle schools, and then of course our Mira Mesa High School. We each have a quick slide just to give an overview of what makes us unique. But one of the big things, the reason we wanted to present together was that we really are a family. We view ourselves as Mira Mesa family community, and each one of us has a role in educating children from 3 years old in our preschools all the way through graduating into adulthood as 18-year-olds from Mira Mesa High. So each one of us come together to this just to share our joys of being a part of the Mira Mesa community. Obviously, this year is something you'll hear from each one of us, a summary, but I will give the overview that the biggest focus for us is that safety, the emotional safety for all of our kids returning after over 18 months of being at home due to COVID. So that emotional safety of creating a safe space, the physical safety of bringing students back onto campus and creating safe learning environments for them to still love school, but wearing those masks at all times. So we're really thrilled that we're now in our 6th week of school, and things are not perfect because every day we're learning new things. And I know for all of us as administrators, the challenges have definitely changed, and we're excited to share that. And I love that, Pam, that you asked us to share things for us. And I know we'll each take advantage of that quickly at the end of each of our slides. But like I shared, the most important thing that we believe as Mira Mesa educators is that you belong. We want every child, and we all share children. Sometimes they go from Salk to Hickman over to Sandburg. We want our children in Mira Mesa to know that they have a place and that they are loved and that they are supported. And we want to unlock that genius in each one. So we're going to start with our elementary schools. Our first in alphabetical order is Erickson. So I'm going to hand it over to my colleague Darius over at Erickson.
Hi, Toby. Thank you for that great introduction. I'd like to echo the fact that we're grateful to be here, and we definitely are a very strong team. We are super happy to be back, and as you said, many of us are returning, and we embrace our new administrator at Walker Elementary as a part of our team as well this year. Just real quickly, my school enrollment's about 684. This is my 5th year at Erickson Elementary School. I have a vice principal, Laura Lucerto. We have 3 early childhood special ed programs, 2 universal TK classes, about 27 classroom teachers, 33 certificated staff, and well over 70 staff members at Erickson. So we are a growing school, a big school. Some of our highlights, we have an amazing foundation and a PTA. So we're blessed with that. We have a new phone number. If you Google us, many of the principals will be sharing. This is our new phone number. The old one will route you to this, but this is a good one to jot down if you don't have it. We're invested in great art programs. We have music programs for all. We're a learning on the go school, so we check out our computers like Salk Elementary School does. So each child has a computer just like a textbook will be checked out. Invested in our PE time together. Physical activity really important as we're coming out of this pandemic and getting those kids moving. We have a beautiful new literacy room. We're working on a tinkering and innovative room. We're hoping to put in some 3D printers in there and lots of new 21st century tools for the students, as well as a brand new art room that we put together. Again, as Deidre will share, we were awarded the California Distinguished School Award in 2020. We've also embraced a new STEAM curriculum with the district, so that's unique to our school. We have a seminar program, although COVID kind of kicked our testing abilities away for the time being. But we do have a pilot of full day early childhood, so that's a new pilot for our district, and those 2 UTK, those are universal TK classes. We host a great student council, student-led Viking News Network. And right now we're, like Toby said, really invested in the safety, social, emotional wellness. And also we have some of the highest numbers of testing of COVID in the entire district that are happening at Erickson Elementary to try to create the safest place for our students. Thank you, Toby.
Darius. All right, I'm going to hand it over to James over at Hage.
Thank you, Toby. Excited to share with everybody here on the call. Just like Darius, in my 5th year at Hage Elementary, just super blessed to be a part of this community. Born and raised here in San Diego and went to Mira Mesa Schools, so definitely home for me. Our enrollment's down this year to 531, so we did lose some staffing. So we're at 22 gen ed teachers, 2 Motivator classrooms, 66 staff members overall. We have a shared VP over at Salk, Tracy Perot. She works at Hage and Salk as a shared VP. And then we have our phone number. We talked about that. Miss Ashton talked about that already. So please do write that down, jot that down. If you want to contact us, that's our new number. We have 84 students with IEPs and 84 English language learners at Hage Elementary. Some highlights of Hage, just like you'll hear, I'm sure in a lot of the presentations, is just around the amazing community that we have. So our PTA is extremely strong, and we're so fortunate to have their partnership. We're a Title I school with 48%. We're also a military bus drop location, so very excited to serve our military families. We have our district VAPL program at Hage new this year, so that's really exciting for our students to be able to get that enrichment, as well as some time for our staff to be able to get together to do some professional learning. All of our Hage staff has been trained in restorative practice, so that's exciting. Some more work will be done this year as a cluster on that as well. We have our district counselor 3 days a week, really to support, again, that social emotional learning like Toby was talking about. We have a part-time resource teacher this year as well, supporting our English language arts and mathematics, and then a guidance assistant that we pay for as well, again, to support that social emotional learning. We have a really amazing PE program, so that's something to definitely check out. We have a video on our website. Please do take a look at that. Just really highlighting the amazing program we have in regards to our swim program, dance, fitness, club move, all these different things that we have going on at Hage are super special. Our motor lab, sensory room, and sensory path are really exciting for our school to be able to engage with. We have our guidance and counseling. Again, we're taking part in Leader and Me and learning alongside all of our Mira Mesa cluster principals, as well as Hickman as a lighthouse school. So very excited about that piece, and make sure you connect with us. I'm gonna toss it back to Hickman and Toby.
Oh, thank you, James. It is over to me. The other H school is Hickman. This is going into my 7th year at Hickman Elementary. Just thrilled to be back in this awesome community. 450 students at Hickman. I have 18 classrooms, 29 staff members, 52 students with IEPs, 55 English language learners, which technically we're now calling our multilingual learners. And I think that's one of the beauties of being in Mira Mesa. There's such diversity. I know at my school in particular, there are 7 to 27 different languages spoken. So we embrace that diversity and love that. Highlights for us is that safety is always at the center of everything we do, now more so than ever. We do have an amazing parent participation called the NEST, which stands for Nurturing and Educating Students Together, to really bring that togetherness. As a district, we're really focusing in on literacy acceleration for all students. There's a big push from our large district level of really encouraging those young learners. As we say, they're learning to read up until 2nd grade, really building a foundation, as you would see kind of a house. You need that foundation of learning to read, and the rest of our lives we're reading to learn. So how do we do that? We focus in on early learning, on early literacy. So all of us are partaking in that. We are really continuing to lead into that social emotional learning along with restorative justice, really just teaching the whole child. That really is, our kids need us now, our teachers need us, and really just spending time getting to know these young learners who have, some of them, our 2nd graders, have never even really been in school for a couple months in the beginning. So really just building those relationships. What makes Hickman unique is one thing that they shared is we've been a lighthouse school. We just got deemed a lighthouse school in May 2021, which is Leader and Me. So it's a world recognition. We're very excited to be a part of Stephen Covey's 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. And now all other 6 of my colleagues are also starting that Leader and Me journey. We do have art for all students, music for all students. If you drive up and down Mira Mesa Boulevard, you might see those Stations painted, that's Mr. Leo. He teaches all of our students TK through 5 art. We have a tinkering lab, and we still are, with our 450 students, the smallest public school in Mira Mesa. I am now going to hand it over to Deidre at Jonas Salk.
Good evening, everyone. Jonas Salk is the newest school in Mira Mesa, and I'm probably the oldest principal in Mira Mesa. I've lived in Mira Mesa for about 48 years. I won't tell you how old I am, but I bet you can do the math and figure that out. Graduate of Mira Mesa High School, one of the very first graduates. And Mira Mesa is just, for me, it's home. It's a place that I really love. And I love working with this team of principals because they love our kids as much as I do. And we work together as a team. We're a strong, strong team. We support each other. We help each other provide the best possible education for the children in Mira Mesa because we know how important education is. And our families know how important education it is. And so together, we're just a Mira Mesa powerhouse. We are in year 7 at Jonas Salk, and we have about 600 students, 87 kids with IEPs, and about 100 kids that are English learners. We have 44 certificated staff members, and 26 of whom are classroom teachers, and about 1 in 5 of our staff members call Mira Mesa home. So, you know, those who grow up in Mira Mesa return to Mira Mesa, and they just don't seem to leave Mira Mesa. I don't know why. We are a distinguished school with Erickson, and we went up to Disneyland together, my happiest place on earth. We do believe in student leadership, and so our Gen meetings each month are run by students. We are participating in the 7 habits, and the Leader in Me is going to be replacing our character education program. We're really excited about that and teaming with the rest of the principals and with Hickman to grow our program. Like everyone else, we're standards-based and we have high expectations. We have a garden, we have a sensory path, we have 3 new playground covers. You'd think since we're the newest school, we would have been built with playground covers, but that didn't happen with our 30-year-old plans for Jonas Salk Elementary School. What makes us unique is that we departmentalize our content areas of math and science. And so teachers either teach math or science, not both, and they teach it every day. So we do teach science every single day for the same amount of time as we teach math. We're a STEAM school, and our main engineering work comes from Project Lead the Way, and it is completely funded by our PTA because we get so little funding from our district, and mainly because we are not a Title I school yet. Our students are grouped by college, and that's how we keep track of the departmentalized model that we use. And so when our kids go to Challenger, it's very familiar to them because they've always participated in a departmentalized model. We are the first logo school. So when Jonas Salk opened, all students took home their computers, and they still do take home their computers, and it belongs to them for their entire career, if you will, at Jonas Salk. The other thing that makes us unique is our facilities, because we are the only 2-story elementary school in Mira Mesa, and that comes with a lot of challenges. And I didn't realize how many challenges until I moved to Jonas Salk, how many challenges, stairs, and all the rules and the fire codes and so on associated with having a 2-story elementary school. We cannot have a safety patrol on our street. So one of the things we would love to have, because you talked about what we need is crossing lights over by our crosswalks, since we are not allowed to put children there, and we really shouldn't be putting parents there to control traffic because it is a 4-way stop. And the other thing we really need, and Joe is so tired of hearing this, but we need our joint use space for our kids so that they can actually play outside on the playground instead of using our multi-purpose room as their soft space. And Jonas Salk is like the Salk Institute. We are where the dreams begin. Thank you.
Thank you, Deidre. All right, Jesse over at Mason, are you on?
I believe I am on. Thank you, Toby. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, great. Okay. Thank you, everybody. It's great to go.
Jesse, I think you're cutting out. Maybe turn off your camera.
Everything everybody already shared is what we believe at Mason too. We have 21 classrooms, 55. Does that sound better? Sarah, it's just finally hitting us. At Mason, we are a Title I school. We serve 36 students with IEPs and 180 multilingual learners. We are so glad to be a part of the Mira Mesa community. We believe in student leadership. We have our DEN meetings led by our 4th and 5th grade students. We are transitioning into the 7 habits for our students at Mason as a part of our character program. Currently, we're in the middle of a solar project and a fencing project, which has been very ongoing and timely, but we're so excited to be able to pull off of our solar coming by the end of the month. We are currently COVID testing weekly and providing COVID testing for up to 350 students every week. At new universal of our meeting, we heard about universal TK for all California students. We had such a demand that Mason was allowed to open up 2 UTK classrooms. Our counselors with us 4 days a week. We are so proud to serve Miramar and our military families. We also have a military family liaison. We are in our 3rd year of our STEAM implementation. Our student safety patrol is absolutely amazing. And we have a large population of bilingual staff to support all of our multilingual families. If I was to ask for one thing, would be for help on Gold Coast. It is the worst street I've driven on in a while besides my own. Safety, potholes, speeding drivers. We really would appreciate help spreading the word that we need to go slow, to be safe, to take care of our future in Mira Mesa. Thank you.
I'm just going to jump in. Jesse, you're going to get your wish. I don't know if you heard the funding to completely rebuild Gold Coast.
No.
From Camino Ruiz to Black Mountain Road was approved, and we anticipate them breaking ground on the beginning of those repairs in November.
That is fabulous. I had not heard, but I had my fingers crossed because our side streets had been cleaned up. So thank you. That's fabulous.
Great news. Awesome. Well, Lindsay is over at Sandburg Elementary. Lindsay, are you on?
Yes, I am. Hopefully this works. I had to switch over to my phone because my computer internet went out with all the fun, I believe, thunder and lightning. So this is now my 2nd year at Sandburg, and so it's so amazing to be part of this not only principal family in Sandburg, but the whole community is just so supportive. And so at Sandburg now, we actually have just under 500 students. We did the week before the school year started because all of our UTK programs filled up in Mira Mesa. We opened a brand new UTK class. And my own son is one of our newest Mira Mesa students. So that's been fun. We have about 30 certificated staff members, with 19 of them being classroom teachers, about 70 English language learners, and 60 students with IEPs. We now have 2 Mod Severe classrooms at Sandburg. And we now just recently have been a Title I school, which has allowed us to bring in a lot of great supports for our students. We've been able to increase our counseling time to 3 days a week. We have a dedicated 3-day-a-week English language assistant who helps to support our new English language learners, or multilingual learners, as Toby said earlier, and bringing in just a lot of additional programs to help support our students. In addition, highlights, we use the Engage New York math program which really helps students focus on their mathematical reasoning and problem solving. We're continuing to use the benchmark ELA and ELD curriculum, but we also school-wide have now purchased Scholastic News to really try to embed some current events and hot topics into our learning. The slide is from, I think, 2 weeks ago, but just last week we tested, I believe, on our testing list was 347 students. So really, as other principals have talked about, safety is our #1 priority. We can't teach our kids if they're not healthy and safe. And so we really pride ourselves, I think, across Mira Mesa on ensuring that students are healthy and safe. On that, one thing we did just start this morning is we were able to start up with Safe Protocol, our morning run club. So our kids get to come on campus, run some laps to get their bodies ready to learn. And then also, as some of the other schools have talked about, we have an amazing Sandberg Foundation who works together with us to support activities like our run club and other events, just to help get our students and families engaged in learning and help to enrich what we do at Sandberg. A couple things that make us unique. Our motto is pause, positive attitudes will succeed. And connected with that, as you've heard from the other Mira Mesa principals, we are part of the Leader in Me pilot and are so excited to get that started and watch the leadership voices of all of our students grow through the process. We have a fully volunteer-led student safety patrol and traffic circle who help to keep our kids safe every day. And then also we have our community-led gardening efforts. So I think that's it for me.
Awesome. Thank you, Linz. And last elementary school, but certainly not least, is our brand new principal. We have Miss Regina Serban with us for Walker Elementary.
Oh, hi, everyone. I joined Walker. I left the Office of the Language Acquisition. I was the central office staff to join, to now become the principal of Walker. Super happy and excited to be here and to begin this process of leading Walker with equity opportunities for all students. As of now, we have about 449 students enrolled. Our enrollment went down this year as well, and I think that's a district trend. We have 21 students with 64 staff members. That includes ed specialists, paraprofessionals, secretaries. We have 62 students with IEPs, about 90 students who are homeless, and 133 multilingual learners, just like myself. I am originally from Brazil. Year one, Walker, excited to be there, a lot to learn still. Some highlights from Walker is the 1920 award that we received with parent and community engagement. Last year, we took upon ourselves to learn or to become better at being culturally responsive with our teaching and learning. We are going to continue to re-examine the culturally responsive teaching and learning practices this year as well, just to make sure that what we did online is now being used as we are back to site. Again, I just want to reiterate that safety is still a priority for all of us at Walker. We have about 150 students being tested at this time. We are working really hard to increase that number, but that's where we are at this point. Our staff has been trained on how to teach, taking into account trauma-informed practices. And we have a very strong co-teaching program. So our ed specialist teachers work with the classroom teachers all day long to make sure that all students with IEPs or students with disabilities are fully included in what's happening in the regular classrooms at Walker. So what makes us unique, about 40% of our students are bilingual students, again, are multilingual students as myself. We are on year 3 of benchmark, so our staff is really very familiar with this program. We've been using it. We had purchased it before the district adopted last year. So our teachers consider themselves a little bit of an expert because now it's year 3. We had and still have a meal distribution center We had it during the pandemic, and we still currently have it once a month. And I want to say the last Thursday of the month, families come to our parking lot to receive the box of supplies to take home and support their families, especially during this time. We are mission driven. We have an early learning center, so we have 2 classes for students who are 3-year-old olds at this time, and that program is going. You have an AM and a PM. We also have 3 UTK or TK4 classes as well. We have a counselor with us for 3 days a week, and it's really, really important because, especially now, after a year and a half of not being on site, the social and emotional learning needs of our students are really great, and having someone there 3 days a week has been extremely helpful. And we have a neighborhood parent center. We have a PTO, a parent teacher organization. They are very active. Last year, they were a little slow, so we are brainstorming ideas to bring them back with full power this year, now that we are back on site. Before I conclude this, I just want to thank the Mira Mesa family for having embracing me and for all the support. I cannot tell you how many times I have sent out texts or emails, help, please, where, how can I? And everyone has been there for me 110%. So I appreciate being part of this family and having the support. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Regina. We're glad to have you as our newest member. Now we're going to move to middle school. Eric Sullivan over at Challenger Middle.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Eric Sullivan. I am the lucky principal at Challenger Middle School. This year we have 850 students. We're down a little bit. We have 75 plus staff members. I have an amazing vice principal in Sarah Klein. Highlights is all our roofs are brand new. That happened this summer. AC is in the building, especially today and last week. It's come in very handy. Solar panels, we are up and running with our solar panels. We just have to get them re-slurried and we'll be good to go for that. And this year, like Toby said earlier in the presentation, we wanted to make sure we're supporting our students as best we can. So we paid for a 3rd counselor. And that counselor is helping us with attendance, with social emotional learning, with our advisory lessons, and really just being an extra pair of eyes and ears and support for our students who need just to talk through what they're going through on campus. Because our students are returning full day, so that's 6 periods, that's 5 days a week. It's a long day, so it's an adjustment for some of our students. So that 3rd counselor is really coming in handy. What makes us unique? For a Healthy School Award, we took the bronze level last year. We have a huge family involvement. Our PTO is very active. We're very excited to announce that we're going to start our student store. So I know our kids are up and they're ready for that to happen. Last year was our 4th year of being a distinguished school. We won in a recycling award 2 years ago. We have a garden to cafe program that's actually starting up this year. If you come on campus in the spring, you'll see that it'll be in full bloom, but right now it's just getting started and we're excited because a lot of that food is being used in our cafeteria to feed our staff and our students. We have the highest number of middle school students in orchestra. And we do a lot of vertical alignment with the high school. So we prepare our students. So we offer broadcasting, which is offered at the high school, Filipino, that's offered at the high school, engineering, and Spanish. And then, of course, this year we hired a choir teacher. It's the same choir teacher at the high school. So she sees them in middle school and sees them again at the high school. So we are up and running. I can't believe it's 6 weeks already. Progress report grades are going out, but it's been entertaining to say the least.
Awesome, Eric. And our other awesome middle schooler is not middle schooler, Mr. Fallon at Wagenheim.
Thank you. Well, sometimes it's hard to tell with the tennis shoes and the Legos.
Sometimes you feel like one.
Yeah. Good evening, everyone. Thanks for having us. So Wagenheim, our enrollment's down a bit too. We're right about, I checked while we were here, we're actually at 770, so we've come up a few students, but we got about 60 to 70 staff. I've got a phenomenal vice principal too, named Susan Kent. So together we're lucky enough to lead Wagenheim for Mira Mesa. Some recent highlights, a lot of them are structural facility based. The ones below, we've had a lot of construction over the COVID time and summer. Our solar panel coverings in the parking lot are all fully completed and installed. I know in another 4 to 5 years, we're going to start installing charging stations for electric vehicles, which will be pretty amazing also. Our new security fence, which we've been yelling and screaming about for, I don't know, since the Sandy Hook tragedy way back when. So, but that's fully in, completely operational, and it does provide a lot of sense of mental peace and calm to know that we are secure in ways that we've never been before, and that helps too. With current construction, about 60% of the buildings are getting new roofs, and that comes with new AC and heating units and venting. But the one highlight for this year that I'm particularly excited about is that we also funded a third counselor at Wagenheim. The anticipated needs for our students returning to campus and for students who might be returning having experienced loss or tragedy during the last 18 months was something that both the community and the staff were united on. And so we shifted our Title I funding, our LCFF funding. And so we have a third full-time counselor, which is phenomenal because it allows much more student contact in a deeper, more personal way. Allows our counselors to reach out and do small groups, and also to be on board for supporting students getting to school on time and any of those things that they may have struggled with. Things that make us unique. We've got flexible course sequencing. So what that means is we have advanced courses in all 4 of our core subject areas, and there aren't prerequisites to be in there. There's no gate requirement, seminar requirement. If a student is able to do the work and has an interest in pursuing advanced level courses, then they're able to enroll. And they don't have to do all 4 core, because as secondary education moves forward, not everyone's advanced in everything anymore. And so students who have strengths in math and science, but not in English or history, they don't have to take all 4 advanced courses if they don't want to. So that flexibility better mirrors the needs of the kids and makes the opportunities more flexible for them. We've always been a really strong elective offering school with many programs. Several of our programs are college, career, and technical electives that bridge also to Mira Mesa High School and receive the college, career, and technical education support from our district office. So we have a culinary or hospitality program. Our construction tech program is the only fully functioning wood shop, metal shop program in our district for middle school. We also do video broadcasting, and our computer program is kind of a combination of coding and graphic design and online design and engineering as well. The other piece that's always as a highlight is we've always had a really strong music program with 2 full-time music teachers covering 3 sections of band, 3 sections of orchestra, 2 sections of choir, and some 6th grade electives. So that's us. Oh, on the testing front, because people have been mentioning that, one of the things I'm particularly proud of is that we've been testing lots of kids also. None of our weekly testing has produced a positive test for students. We have had students with positive tests, but those have been students who were already absent and were tested by their parents outside of school. The part that I'm excited about is that when we do our close contact tracing, all of the close contacts for those positive cases, none of them have developed COVID, which tells me that the measures that we and our district are taking about masking and controlling traffic and that sort of thing are really working, because when we get one positive case, there are up to 20 close contacts, but of the 6-7 cases, not one close contact has in turn contracted COVID. So that's one of the things I'm really excited about. So thanks again for having us this evening.
Awesome. Thank you, Mr. Fallon. And our leader at high school, let's hear it from Mr. Jeff Sabins.
Right. Thank you, Toby. I appreciate that. Thanks everybody for joining me tonight. Mira Mesa High School is coming in at 2,310 students. We have 228 staff members over there. I do have 2 vice principals, Jason Fowler and Brittany Syracusa. that helped me sort of run the show over there. Really proud of a lot of the accomplishments at Mira Mesa High School. And I do want to just start the evening by saying that these accomplishments would not be possible without the feeder schools and the vertical alignment that we share in our district, or really in our cluster and in our district as well. Mira Mesa High School is, you know, obviously a special school because of the community and the support that we get from everybody in this community. Like so many others, I grew up myself in Mira Mesa. So again, feels like coming home, right, to be a part of this community once again. Mira Mesa High School has a lot to celebrate this year. We're back off to the Rose Parade again this year. So hopefully there's no more COVID closures or anything crazy like that going on, and our students will be able to march in the Rose Parade again. One thing that's kind of nice to highlight about the Rose Parade in particular is that Jean Christensen, our band director, is the first female to ever lead a band in the Rose Parade. And I know that might sound crazy. They've been doing it for over 100 years. But she really has shattered that glass ceiling over there, and it's very cool to see, and quite an inspiration for our students as well. She will never be the one to tell you that. That's why I want to share that with you, because she won't toot her own horn with that stuff, but now she's the first female to do it twice. And so we're really excited about the work that Jean is leading and the group that she has over there. We have about 260 students that are involved in band at Mira Mesa High School between band and color guard. And again, the reason for that is that vertical alignment with the elementary schools and with the middle schools in pushing music education out to our kids. One statistic that always rings true for me is that when you look at students involved in music in schools, the graduation rate is above 99%. So it is very cool to connect students in any way we can. So again, at Mira Mesa High School, connection is what it's all about. We have 7 CTE pathways at Mira Mesa High School, which is the largest number of any pathway at any high school in San Diego Unified. So we are excited for that. We offer everything under the sun. Our culinary facility is second to none. Broadcasting studio that produces our Marauder 5 broadcast every single day. So students don't have to listen to me on the loudspeaker giving my daily announcements. They get to watch them, the other students kind of broadcasting live. It's a very cool setup, very cool situation for the kids. And they run the show from start to finish, soundboards, everything, all of the editing. So it's very cool. We have 23 sport options at Mira Mesa High School, over 80 clubs. We are looking for any way we can connect students to school. We are all about it. So any students that want to create clubs, we have the K-pop club coming to school. We have everything for clubs. So any reason that students can connect themselves, you know, that's what we're looking for. We are launching esports this year. For those of you that don't know what esports are, they are video games. We have an actual like esports arena. It's sponsored by CIF. We've dedicated a computer lab space that we've completely transformed. Got a grant from ASUS for over $100,000 worth of equipment to get our kids in and get them connected. Very cool. The first meeting we had, over 120 students showed up to be connected with esports. So again, these are students that might not otherwise be connected to school that are now fired up and wanting to be a part of something and have that Marauder M on their chest. So we are very excited for all of that. Lots of new construction as well. New music building went in. This is unlike anything we've seen in the district. It's a $14 million facility. It's absolutely massive. I know the first time we went to the Rose Parade, our superintendent of schools came out and said, "How are you teaching in this classroom? It's built for 60." And she had about 220 at the time. So we've built a facility big enough for 260 kids. It really is amazing. If you ever get an opportunity to come over or ever want to see it, let me know. I love giving tours of it. It really is an amazing facility. The floor is actually bigger than what we have in our basketball gym. So it really is a huge space that is finally worthy of our kids and what they are doing there. So very excited. Brand new math complex we just built with 14 new classrooms for all of our math teachers. So again, we are very excited about the new classrooms. Lots more on the way. We are into phase 2 right now. So we're building a 28-room classroom building in the front of the school for phase 2. All new lunch shelters as well, and modern upgrades to a lot of the classrooms that are a little bit dated. Phase 3 will be that huge performing arts center that we talked about on the corner of Mira Mesa Boulevard and Marauder Way. That is a 670 seat theater that's going to be going in there. So very excited for that to be coming too. And then finally in phase 4, a second gym on the campus and an upgrade to the athletic facilities. So a lot of things coming. That was all made possible by you out there, voters in San Diego. voting for these measures that our school board is pushing, that our district is pushing. Without your support, these things would not happen. The new roof would not go in at Challenger. All the new solar systems would not be going into the schools. And these things are pretty amazing upgrades for our students, for our community really in general. So very excited for that. Again, ROTC is always phenomenal at Mira Mesa High School. I know that they're out volunteering at the elementary schools, helping out with everything that we can get done. Now, again, what I'm going to mention is that we're trying to get as back to normal as we can. You know, I know that many people are used to the big fall festivals happening right now, big homecoming rallies, pep rallies, all of these sorts of things. We've had to pivot slightly in what we're doing. We're not able to do all the things that we are accustomed to doing, but we are still trying to get back those key elements of what kind of balance the academics with the social environment at our school. So at Mira Mesa High School, we are having a big homecoming celebration. We're not able to do the pep rallies like we normally do and put, 2,300 students and 200 staff members in the gym all together at one time. But we are going to have a huge kind of outdoor event for our students in the evening to go in place of what was the traditional homecoming dance inside the gym. So we are planning all of those fun things for students and really trying to, bring back a sense of normalcy for our kids. I think that's what we're really, truly pushing for. My ask would be, and this is going to be kind of one that I think goes to everybody out there. My ask would be, if you hear something that you think is maybe not right with any of our schools, kind of the rumor mill, Nextdoor app, all of these kinds of things, reach out to us directly. Just reach out and ask. I know we recently had some folks on Nextdoor thinking that we were turning off the air conditioning in the gym for female sports. And when I heard this, I'm looking around going, but we don't have air conditioning. Like, there is no air conditioning in the gym, but it was a whole thing on Nextdoor. So that's going to be my ask, is that if you hear something that sounds weird, that sounds like, why would they do that? That doesn't sound right. Reach out to our sites. Let us know. We'd be happy to address any concerns you have. Again, know that we are all here working for this community and working for these kids. We are excited to lead the work. We all feel privileged to lead the work that we lead. And we could not be more thrilled with the kids in the community and what they've been doing to keep each other safe. I think at all of our schools, it can be said, our kids have done a phenomenal job following the mask mandates, doing what they need to do in order to stay safe. When you walk around Mira Mesa High School, and it's surprising because you would figure at the high schools, kids are like, oh, I'm too cool to wear a mask. I don't want to do that. These kinds of things. They're not. They're wearing the masks out there. And if you don't believe me, hang out in the front of school after school one day and see how many kids are walking off campus and walking home while still wearing those masks to try to keep safe as much as possible. It really is very cool to see everybody kind of pulling together with that same idea of, we just want to keep these schools open. We want to keep these experiences possible for all of our kids. So very excited for all of that and for all the work that we're all leading in Mira Mesa Schools. And with that, I'm going to throw it back over to Toby to introduce our board members. Sabrina.
Yes, and that really echoes everything that all 10 of us leaders believe, and we are so honored to work in this incredible district. We do happen to think we have the best cluster. The Mira Mesa cluster is the place to be. I know Sabrina comes from Mira Mesa cluster. I know she has other clusters to represent, but we are so honored, and just getting to know Sabrina in her new appointment as our school board trustee. We're just thrilled to have her leading us and supporting us as administrators and as leaders in our community to continue to keep our kids safe, to continue to push them in their learning and their love of learning. And we're just grateful for you. So without anything else, I'd like to introduce board trustee Sabrina Bazo.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Toby. Sorry. If you saw my husband's head pop in there, I was having trouble with my video for a minute, but got it back right before we finished. Yeah, I would just like to say thank you to all of you. And this is my first full year as school year, I should say, as a school board trustee. And I represent Mira Mesa, Claremont, and University City area. But of course, Mira Mesa is special, close to my heart, always will be, because this is where we raised our kids. Where we live. My kids went to Sandburg, Challenger, and Mira Mesa High School, and I was involved right from the beginning. Brings back memories talking about the Challenger PTA store and the Sandburg PTA and the Mira Mesa Foundation. I had a lot of fun memories there. But I wanted to first, before I give my report, just give a shout out to all the principals, I don't know how to do a Zoom round of applause, but these people have been through a lot this last year. I don't think it's anything that they ever expected in their careers to have to encounter between angry parents. You know, there's been a lot of frustrations, you know, working with teachers, trying to get them online and get them comfortable. It's been a lot. And we just have to commend them because they've done an amazing job of keeping our kids, you know, relatively, you know, keeping sanity in their schools. And it's not been an easy job. So I just want to commend all of you for your fantastic work. And, you know, in the face of adversity, you guys have just come through what, you know, no matter what. And also for your support of me. When I go into the schools in Mira Mesa and also Claremont UC, you know, I never feel uncomfortable or like there's going to be contentious issues. And I'm finding out that that's unfortunately not true all across the district. But we have such amazing schools, and like Toby was saying, just feeling that sense of family and unity. I think just across the board now in my new role, I've really witnessed that and really truly appreciate that. And just from a parent who had her kids growing up in this district, I can, you know, confidently say that we have just amazing schools here, and I'm very proud to represent you. I wanted to give a quick, also, if there's any PTA parents out there or foundation parents, please feel free to invite me to your meeting. I've been to, I think I went to a Sandburg meeting and maybe Hage, but I'm happy to come and kind of, you know, give updates from the district level. There's some things I can control, some things I can't, but I'm happy to be there to share information I have with you. And so that brings me to the superintendent search. I just wanted to give a quick update where we are at with that. Probably a lot of you know Lamont Jackson, who's our interim superintendent. He used to be principal at Challenger, and I think at Wagenheim too, and Mira Mesa, and was area principal. So he's knows a lot of people and is very well liked in Mira Mesa and across the district. He's, like I said, the current interim. He is also going to be applying for the position of superintendent. So at this point, we've finished the community input sessions, and thank you to any of you who attended those. Those were a way for us to, mostly through Zoom, get input about what's happening in the district. How are we doing right now? What would you like to see us do more of? You know, talking about the whole child and social emotional issues, you know, any of those types of things. What you'd like to see in a superintendent, you know, what we need to work on. So we worked with the National Council on Educational Excellence, and we have a lot of data that they've collected. And so the next step is the data, or the post of the actual position. So the position, I believe, has been posted. So now this group, the superintendent search committee, is going to be looking at those applications and narrowing them down. We're supposed to have this process done by December. I don't know if that's going to happen personally, but that's what they're saying. So we are getting closer. So that's as much as I know about that information. I also wanted to share that we just recently had our first Mira Mesa cluster meeting, and it was amazing. We had fantastic attendance. We had representatives from not only the principals, but also parents from each of the schools, as well as Mira Mesa Town Council was represented on there. And so it was really nice to, again, because I'm at these meetings now, the cluster meetings, and it's not always the case that you get representation from across the community like that. And we had a great meeting with, like I said, representation from across Mira Mesa, which was fantastic. You're welcome to attend any of those if you'd like, just to hear what's going on with the schools. And finally, I wanted to finish up by saying that I myself, along with Lori Heinzman, who's a retired principal from Sandburg Elementary, started a tutoring program during COVID, when we were in the depths of COVID, because we were trying to do something where we could help the students. So we had students from the high school, tutoring students. We were working with Sandburg, then we started working with Challenger as well. I think we might've had some Wagenheim students in there too. We are continuing that program. So in fact, I was at the high school today meeting with the students that are going to be the tutors. So they can either choose to tutor high school students, and we're going to have a weekly program there, or they can continue with the online program if they'd like to work with elementary schools. So if any of the principals out there want us to team you up with some of the students from the high school, I mean, it's just amazing. They just really want to help right now, a lot of these students, and they also need the community service hours as well. So, and it's a program that we can continue, you know, because it's volunteer. So that's the fantastic thing about it. And it's just worked out so well. And I'm trying to get it going in other parts of the district as well, because I just think we have such a good, you know, setup here. And I want to spread the you know, passion, the energy to our other schools. So I'm going to be working on that. So there's a lot of other things going on right now. And if you have any other, if you have questions, I don't know if we have time for them, but if not, you can certainly put them in the chat. I'll also put my email in the chat as well if anyone would like to reach me.
Yeah, I would just like to say thank you, Sabrina, for the great job you're doing. And everybody else that's paying attention, we need Lamont Jackson to be the next superintendent.
I've been hearing that a lot, Joe.
Thanks, Joe, for saying that for many of us who are right there with you.
Nobody knows Mira Mesa better than Lamont Jackson. That guy's been around here. We worked with him on a lot of problems in Mira Mesa. He always comes up and we never get no, we figure out how to do it.
I think we can speak for all of I can speak for all of our colleagues. I think we're all in agreement. Thank you guys for bringing that up and lifting that up into this space. Appreciate that.
I'd like to also step up and thank all of our principals. I am never cease to be impressed by the educational quality here in Mira Mesa. I don't know if we get enough accolades and enough credit district-wide and area-wide, but these are some of the finest schools you will see in San Diego and beyond. I want to thank all of you for being here tonight. And Sabrina, thank you for coming in and talking about what is going on at the district level. I also want to mention we've got 2 local private schools that were contacted. I'm not sure if the principals were able to make it tonight, so I'm just going to check. Let's see, Good Shepherd, LaDonna Lambert. Okay, Christ the Cornerstone, Tammy Peters. Okay, not able to make it, but again, in addition to the outstanding public schools here, we have 2 very fine private schools there. I'm going to ask one last time if anyone has questions for Sabrina Bazzo or any questions of the particular principal. We're going to keep them very short. If not, we'll go ahead and move on.
Barry, I just have one last thing I'd like to say to all the principals for all the wonderful jobs that they've done. Also, principals, since you're all under one roof, saves a little bit of emails, but please, if any of the families in your schools that need to use the Balboa Park Pass in conjunction with the Balboa Park Cultural Partnership, it's available to any of the families that you really think can use this pass. Again, it's a free year of visiting the museums, and it's absolutely free. So please, you have my email and with Chris Cates' office, and please send me something that I can get back to you with on that. And also, one other thing beside Gold Coast being resurfaced, Parkdale will also be resurfaced completely also. Of course, they have to take it out to bid and accept the bid and do a few things. So it'll be just a little while before those, to be honest with you, get started. But that's also Parkdale and Gold Coast.
Thank you, Sheldon. And
You're
thank you
welcome.
again, all our principals.
Barry, before they leave, so traditionally we take a picture of all the principals at the end of the meeting. If I get all the principals to make them so visible, get a screenshot of everybody. Okay, everybody.
And I'll share it at the board meeting, so.
Okay. Okay. let's see.
So if you're not a principal, can you stop your video? Is that what you want us to do?
Well, it doesn't hurt really to get a few extras in here, but that's not. I'll tell you what. I'll share my screen. See if you think.
Okay, well, if you want other than principals, then I'll come in too.
Let me do one more here. Okay. Now memorializing everyone. All right. Thank you.
Thank you, Jeff. All right, this should go rather quickly. President's report, I'm going to keep it very short. Last meeting, we spoke about the enhanced neighborhood watch. As of tomorrow, the sign-up page will be at our website. We'll be posting the link to that on Facebook, Nextdoor, Instagram. Let's go ahead. We know there's been a lot of stuff going on in the community lately. All you have to do is go to one of our neighborhood Facebook sites and you'll hear all about it. Let's get organized and see what we can do to keep Mira Mesa the safe family community that it's always been. I'm going to get a vote here for the minutes from the September meeting. They've been online. If anyone has corrections or other adjustments, let me know now, or we will accept the minutes as posted. Okay, hearing no changes, we will accept the minutes as posted on the website. I'm going to move on to government and community resources, community planning group, Jeff Stevens.
All right, got a couple things to report. At the last meeting, we approved replacement T-Mobile equipment on a flagpole at the Mira Mesa Mall. A relatively minor project that they had made the company go through all sort of hoops for, but it will look a little nicer after it's repaired. At the next meeting, which is 2 weeks from today, we will have a presentation on the Pure Water program. That's a big program where all of our sewage is being recycled and be put back into our drinking water. So we'll see where they are on that. That will be a major water source for us. Something like 50% of our water will come from that source once it's all done. The community plan update is proceeding. We're expecting a draft in November. Although it wouldn't surprise us, it will be delayed until 2022. So far, we've seen a lot of detailed housing proposals, but very little about the impact of the infrastructure and public facilities needed to support the proposed. So we will hope to start seeing some of that before. In addition to that, as I mentioned earlier, SB 9 and SB 10 passed and were signed by the governor. SB 9 allows anyone to take a single family lot, demolish a house that's there, and build 4 on the same site. And under SB 9, we can do that by right without committee input or review. SB 10 has 2 more restrictions, but it allows up to 10 units on a single family lot in a transportation priority area. Now, the city has a very loose definition of transit priority area, anywhere within half a mile of a bus stop. And Mira Mesa qualifies for that. So we're keeping an eye on that and trying to manage it as best we can, but all these things are coming from other directions, and we're trying to deal with it. So want to be involved in that. We have the community plan update meetings, usually at 5:30, immediately prior to the community planning group meetings. And those are at 7 o'clock on the third Monday of the month. Keep your eye on the planning group page on the town council website for updates.
Thanks, Jeff. The one question I keep asking, and I will ask again at the next planning group meeting regarding SB 9 and 10. Has anybody evaluated our existing infrastructure? If we start putting 4 units, 10 units on a single family home site, can our water, sewer, electrical lines take that addition? Or are we looking at major upgrades? And if we need upgrades, are we going to have to wait until our water system starts failing, our sewer system gets overloaded? No one seems to have that information. I've asked several times and we get a lot of crickets.
Yeah, that's really the big problem here. You know, for the last 30 years, the community planning has really made a priority in providing the facilities that were needed to support the population, in large part because it was obvious prior to that we didn't have it, that there was a deficiency. So now we've made up for a lot of the deficiency, things are working pretty well, and the city seems to have kind of forgotten that if they start adding a lot more population, things will get overloaded again. So yeah, that's a big deficiency.
All right, thank you, Jeff. Next up from the Mira Mesa Community Recreation Group, Joe Frickel.
Well, we're pushing really hard on Sauk and Wagenheim. We are having problems with our phase 2 of our community park, where they want to use more of our parkland for stormwater abatement, which I think is totally unacceptable. I'm tired of the city coming back saying, well, you know, your community design is 15 years ago. And now we got the design and everything approved a couple of years ago, but now we want to change everything. And they don't come back to the community and say, we need to do this or not. They just make these changes on their own. And then they force that upon the community. I think that's a bogus way to do business. And we're really trying to raise hell with that. So those 3 projects are going on. One thing that we're trying to do right now is with the Mira Mesa Women's Club, we're trying to put a book library at Sandberg Park, which should be really kind of neat. Apparently the county has book libraries in almost every one of their parks. So we're breaking ground on that, but we've run into another delay with the city. They don't want to approve it. They want to give us a right of entry permit, which is going to take 6 months to 5 years. But we're going to keep doing it. And apart from the recreation thing, I want to alert people about one thing. Right now, the city of San Diego, they say that even though you pay tons of money in taxes, that your trash delivery is free. We have a city council right now that is going to redo the citizens ordinance and take away the trash pickup and start charging every house in Mira Mesa and San Diego $35 a month. So here it is, another thing where the city needs more money for whatever God knows, and they're going to revoke that ordinance that's been in place for 100 years. So we need to start yelling and screaming at the city council and make them stop doing this. They just keep wanting more money to spend. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. And I feel your pain because not every home in Mira Mesa gets their trash pickup without paying a fee. The city has whittled down who gets the services a little at a time. Of course, none of the apartment complexes here get that for free. And they came through a couple of years ago and stated that certain condos and private streets, and they made it sound like private streets are rich people. Go over to Mesa Village. That is not rich people, but some of the streets in Mesa Village development are private and some are public. So the city literally spent time and money going unit to unit in almost 600 units and deciding which ones were served by a public street and which ones were served by a private street, and then put stickers on the trash cans that the city would pick up. And those that the city would not pick up have to now pay $35 a month. So it needs to be all or nothing. $35 isn't huge for trash pickup, but when we're all used to getting it for free, it seems like it is. So we just have to make up our minds what we're doing and stop cutting out little pieces here and there.
There is one other thing that Jeff brought up. Over in the mall, we've had a cell phone tower on top of the flagpole for years and years and years. Now, the cell phone tower wants to renew their permit. So the city has come up with this brilliant idea to redesign the flagpole. There is nothing wrong with the current flagpole. It's just like a normal flagpole that goes up. However, they have a new rule now in the city that you have to have a flagpole that's wider at the bottom and it tapers to the top. I am so glad that our city has time to waste their efforts on this with all of the major problems going on in San Diego, that we can't even replace a cell phone tower without having to redesign the whole darn project. So kudos to San Diego and whoever's making those decisions.
Okay, moving on, Miramar College. Is Wes Lundberg here? Okay. We'll move on to elected officials. Some of them have already spoken. San Diego Community College District Board Member Bernie Reinerson. Okay. We've heard from Sheldon. County Supervisor Tara Lawson-Remer. Is Amanda still here?
Hi, I'm here. I am on my phone. The power's out, so I'm gonna keep my camera off so that you don't have to see me by candlelight right now. But it's great to be here. And for those of you I haven't met, my name is Amanda Berry, she, her, and I'm representing the Office of Supervisor Tara Lawson-Remer in District 3. And I really appreciate everyone's patience. Great presentations from the principals today. And I just want to give a few quick updates. First of all, regarding COVID, Supervisor Lawson-Remer is taking an action to ensure that everyone in our community completes their full vaccine regimen, because we really have to continue to fight this pandemic. We do have good news though. Our vaccinations are at 78.2% who are eligible to be vaccinated are fully vaccinated, and 87.7% have received their first dose. 87.7, that's huge. That's compared to just 58% who are fully vaccinated across the state. And even though we're one of the leaders, we can do more to stop the pandemic. So if you or a loved one is eligible for the vaccine, but really haven't received one yet, please start the process. We did want to give some updates on the Pfizer vaccine regards to booster shots. So according to CDC and California Department of Public Health, those are who are immunocompromised or over the age of 65 who received the Pfizer vaccine are now recommended to get a booster and should make an appointment. There are other groups, so please consult your primary care physician if you have questions. And there's plenty of supply right now for the Pfizer vaccine locally to fill that demand. So you can call your primary care doctor, or you can book an appointment on My Turn, and about 150 pharmacies are actually providing the vaccine as well. And you can do that on myturn.ca.gov too. If you have access issues, transportation, 211 is kind of this golden resource to call 211, and they can help folks get set up with transportation or anything else. And again, the approval is only for Pfizer at this time. So if you receive Johnson & Johnson or Moderna, we're still waiting on those. And while you're getting that vaccination, we really encourage you to get your flu shot. So you can get them at the same time, which is great. So one on each arm if you want, and prevent you from getting the flu. And then the last update I have is on fires. And Supervisor Lawson-Remer really wants to ensure that all of our constituents are fire ready. So climate change has made every season fire season. I know I'm sitting here with a lot of the lightning I can see out my window. And we really want to be sure that everybody's able to use the county resources like Alert San Diego and the SD Emergency app, which you can get updates on your phone right away. It's really handy. I got an update today. So I have some of the information I could put in the chat, but I'm going to stop here and see if there are any questions. And thanks for listening.
Any questions for Amanda?
I might just ask Amanda about the teen center from the county end.
The teen center, Jeff?
Uh-huh.
Oh, the epicenter. I don't have any updates at this time. I think it's gonna be a little bit before we get some more updates on the Mira Mesa epicenter, and I can follow up and get back to you. I did ask and I haven't received any updates.
Okay.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Amanda.
Thank you all.
All right. I had a note from Aaron Burgess from the Office of the Board of Supervisors, Office of Nathan Fletcher. Aaron, are you here? Okay. Todd Gloria McKellar messaged me. She is not able to make it. She got stuck at City Hall. State Senator Tony Atkins. Diana Lara, are you here? Okay. And lastly, from the Office of Congressman Scott Peters, Anthony Nguyen. He is not able to be here. He sent me a quick note. Get some light so I can read this. Last Thursday, Congress passed and President Biden signed a short-term reauthorization to fund the federal government through December 3rd. Congress plans to further debate and hope to pass the bipartisan infrastructure bill by the end of October. Still pending includes addressing the debt ceiling and 3.5 trillion reconciliation bill. Service Academy nominations, we'll be putting this information out on the website, Facebook, etc. Those nominations are due Friday, October 29th, and that information will go up tomorrow. If we have any questions, he says contact him, gave me an email address. I'll put that in the chat, and that's from the Office of Scott Peters. Moving on, we have open forum. I have 3 names who have messaged me to speak. First speaker is Tommy Howe.
Thank you, Barry. I appreciate it. Great to see everyone tonight. San Diego County Planning Commissioner Tommy Howe, running for San Diego City Council here in District 6. My wife and I live here in Mira Mesa, actually in Mesa Village as well. We're over at Baywood and Flanders, right by Wagenheim Middle School. And we've been speaking with a lot of our neighbors throughout Mira Mesa for the last really 6-7 weeks about what they're concerned about and some of the issues they're most concerned about. And you've heard me speak about this before. I was the endorsed Democratic candidate. I ran against Chris Cate back in 2018, spoke a lot about it back then, about the situation with our roads. And it's not just a matter of Gold Coast and Parkdale. It would be nice to get a firm date as to when we can expect to have those roads actually rebuilt and back up and running the way they should have been 20 odd years ago. But we have a number of other roads. We have the west end of Capricorn. We've got Saluda. We have those bizarre road folds on Perseus. Tyrolean, when you drive into that neighborhood off Montago Canyon. These roads have not been in bad shape for a couple of years. They've been in bad shape for many, many years. I've spoken to many homeowners who've been living in some of these homes for the last 50 years. They've never had these streets resurfaced. And many times the deferred maintenance has become so severe, these roads simply need to be rebuilt. And we have had no one at San Diego City Council going to bat for Mira Mesa for years. Not Chris, not Lori Zapf, and not before that. It's been many, many years. And I would like to see someone at City Hall not speaking for the lobbyists, not speaking for the developers, and not speaking for the downtown establishment, but someone who's actually from the community and from the neighborhood, eager to go make change, ready to do so, and able to work with the council members, not as strangers, but as peers. I wanted to mention also real quickly that, of course, we had a tragedy here in Mira Mesa a few weeks ago, and one of our neighbors was struck and killed on Mira Mesa Boulevard at Aderman. Middle of the day, walking across the street in the crosswalk. We've got over 7,000 new units going online here in the community in the next several weeks. I'm sorry, the next several years. We expect to even have more with what the city is proposing with the Mira Mesa Community Plan update. We're going to have to find some ways to really soften the hard edges of some of these suburban spaces that have really become inhospitable to pedestrians and bicyclists, especially as we welcome more neighbors into our community. And I look forward to speaking with you more about that. I hope this body will consider doing a District 6 forum with all the candidates, perhaps after the new year when we have the new boundary lines drawn. My name is Tommy Howe. I am running for leadership for the heart of San Diego in District 6, Neighborhoods First. My website is tommyhowe.com, H-O-U-G-H, and I'll drop all my information in the chat. Thank you as always, Barry. Great seeing everyone tonight, and a lot of flickering lights excitement with the thunderstorm tonight.
Thank you, Tommy. Next, Susan Strakovich from the Mira Mesa Women's Club.
Hi, I want to talk about two of our educational projects. Joel mentioned one, which is a little free library for Sandberg Park. I don't know if Sheldon can help us at all. If it's going to take 6 months to 2 years, that's pretty sad. We've gotten so much support from the community. I got so many books already donated. The structures have been built. So if there's anything you can do, Sheldon, we would very much appreciate it. Martha Pritchard is chairing this. This is something that she feels really strongly about, and so does the rest of the club. The other thing I wanted to talk about, pardon?
This is Sheldon. Could you email me regarding this, and then we can talk about that?
Sure. What's your email?
Would you mind doing that?
No, you want to put your email in the chat?
I will do that. I already put it once,
Okay,
but I'll
thank
do it
you.
again. Thank you.
Okay.
I want to clarify something really quick. Sometimes I make fun of the city because of how long it takes them to do stuff. We're really pushing to get this right of entry permit okayed. It may not take 6 months to 2 years. We'll wait and see how the city processes this thing. They have all these book libraries and all the county parks already. It should be a done deal. So we're really hoping we can get this thing done quickly. So sometimes I temper things with a little bit of humor, but we do love the city of San Diego, even though they drive us crazy most of the time.
Thank you. Okay, the other one is a brand new project. This is my project. And we're working with Walker Elementary School, and it's called Reading Explorers. I just put it on our website earlier. I took over the website recently. I know nothing about doing the website with that software that's called Squarespace. So if you see anything that's kind of wonky on the site, email me. What Reading Explorers is we're raising money to buy books through Scholastic Books. And as a nonprofit, we're going to be able to get a significant discount. And we're targeting the kids that are most in need, and the homeless kids. And so I just wanted to put it out there in the library. You've used Squarespace. Okay. All right. So that's what I wanted to say. I'm going to post it on our Facebook page tonight also.
Excellent. Thank you, Susan.
You're
Great
welcome.
work from the Women's Club. Last on our list is Kent Lee.
Hi, everyone. Just wanted to come back and say hi, and don't want to take up too much of your time because I know you've already heard from plenty of folks tonight. But just coming back to reintroduce myself again, my name is Kent Lee. I am running for San Diego City Council in District 6 here. As you might know, I have been a Mira Mesa resident here for about 15 years now. My wife and I are raising our 2 kids, which are 1 and 3, almost 2 and 4 now. That change is going to be significant, I think, in the back of my mind, right here in the heart of Mira Mesa. And just really believe in the need to have representatives that really are rooted in the communities that we're looking to serve, and that have spent their time in this community working on our behalf and working with each of you in different ways. Just some exciting updates. Wanted to share that just in the last week, we announced the endorsement of San Diego City Council member Monica Montgomery Stepp, who also joins County Supervisor Nora Vargas in supporting our race. And that just, recognizing that these races are a long time. This election isn't going to be until next June and November. And that, really in order to compete and ensure that we bring a community-oriented voice to council, that we have the community-oriented support. And we are just proud to have not only raised and outraised our opponents, but also outraised all of our opponents combined when it comes to actual community members from within this district in particular. So I'm just happy to, again, continue connecting with each of you in the weeks and months ahead, and feel free to reach out anytime. I'll leave some info in the chat. And again, my name is Kent Lee, running for San Diego City Council here in District 6. Thank you.
Thank you, Kent. And lastly, we have a couple of committee reports. First, Mira Mesa Town Council Treasurer, Jonathan Lee.
There we go. So I don't have the report to show you, but we're down to about 58,000. Let's see, we're down to 58,873. We started the year at 64,347, and mainly the main costs are 3,000 for scholarships and about 2,700 for insurance and administrative costs, but everything else is minimal. So that's the report.
Thank you, Jonathan. Yeah, it does take somewhere between 2,500 and 3,000 just to keep doors open and then scholarships. So
Yep.
thank you. Let's see, Banner District, is Jennifer here? Okay, and membership, Lisa. I think everybody's caught out with this weather. I'm wondering how many have power outages. All right, if we have nothing else, we can call this meeting to a close. I thank everybody who stayed with us through the whole evening. Go enjoy. Hopefully your power will stay on. Amanda, I hope yours comes back on soon. Appreciate you being here and we'll see you next month. Thank you.
Thanks, Barry.
Thanks, Barry. Good job.
Thanks. Thank you, Barry.